What's up, guys? Welcome back to Play on Wheels, where today we're back in the shop with the 64 Marauder. I've got about a month and a half to get this car ready to drive about 3,000 miles round trip, and I haven't even seen the thing turn over yet. We have no carburetor. We haven't checked really anything on this car except to make sure that it exists. So let's jump right in. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. This is going to be part 2 of the video series of getting this car ready for the Poverty Tour for 2026. Don't know if any of you guys are going along, but Pole Barn Garage is putting on this event. It sounds like it's going to be really cool, and we're trying to make it with this car. So let's get this thing going. We have a lot of work to do. All right, I think we're going to start by getting the spark plugs out. Check the condition of those, see how the engine's doing. Then we'll use our bore scope to look into the cylinders and start diagnosing the health of this engine, because this thing has a lot of miles to go for the trip, and if it's in bad shape, we will want to know that as soon as possible. Got a little bit ahead of myself and forgot to blow all the junk from around the spark plug holes here. Go ahead and make a note for you guys. Someone's been in or around this engine more recently than I thought. Hope that's not a bad sign for us, but they have installed these Bosch Platinum plugs, which are in fact not at all what you need for this engine, but the good thing is they have been run. So the engine was running with these plugs in, which means they at least didn't swap out the plugs and then make it no farther than that. But I'm going to thread these back in real quick so we can get all the crap from around the plug holes and not get a bunch of junk down inside our heads. Not exactly sure what this big orange wire they've got. Oh, that's powering the coil. So that looks like someone's rigged up a wire in the past to power the 12-volt side of the coil, probably for testing whether the engine was going to run. Again, I'm not really sure how exactly I feel about that, but seeing that these plugs were replaced and they have been run, that at least means that previous person was successful in getting the engine to run. We've also got Autolite suppression coil wires on this thing, which would have not been factory, I don't believe, for this car. Not sure if they were doing noise suppression cables back in '64. I personally have not seen them on something this old. Got all of our plugs out. Here's the driver's side. Like I said earlier, you can definitely tell they've been run, albeit maybe for a short amount of time. Those all look decent, maybe a little rich, but not bad at all. And over here on the passenger side, these look like they were run as well. See a little carbon buildup on that one. This one's kind of got that gold color to it. Looks all right. A couple of these look, this one may not have been firing. No, a little carbon on that one too. but overall not too bad. Now with the plugs out of the way, got our bore scope here. We can start looking down in these cylinders, seeing what we're working with. Ooh, I don't know if I like what I'm seeing on this one. If I can even really tell what I'm seeing. That is not looking good, you guys. Check the other ones here. Okay, this one looks like what I would expect. Good clean cylinder wall. See, the top of the piston looks really good. This one, okay, same kind of story. Clean cylinder wall. Top of the piston looks really good. This last one, yeah, I think it's the best one yet. Got just a little minutia of surface rust on the side of the cylinder wall there. That may even be a little bit of dirt from where I pulled the plug out. Don't think that's going to be enough to matter. Now checking the driver's side. Ooh, number 1, or is this number 7 or number 5? I don't know. Fords are weird. I've got like a notch in the top of the piston over here. Almost looks like a piece of material is missing, which is not good. But let me double check the others and see if that same feature is there. That might be part of the piston itself. Kind of hard to tell on this one. Can't get the angle just right. I don't have one of those fancy angler dangler moving in bore scopes. Oh, this one is very clean. Probably now the best one I've seen so far. Overall, not bad on that one. And the last one over here, oh, looks really good. So this first one over here on this side, kind of got some weirdness going on with it. Honestly, it just looks like a lot of carbon buildup, so I don't know. We may try it and see. I'm gonna go with a little shot of PB Blaster in each one of these. Help our ring situation, help everything get lubricated before we go cranking on this thing. If I can get it aimed in. And a little bit for the passenger side. It would help if my can wasn't almost empty too. Now with a little PB Blaster and all the cylinders, we can throw a ratchet on the crank snout here and see if we can get a couple turns out of this thing. All right, so she's not stuck. I got a little movement out of it. Ooh, she's definitely not happy, y'all. I get movement, but I can hear crunchiness, and it's wanting to just tighten the crank bolt. Okay, that's not good. Not looking good. Getting like maybe, I'm going to say 3/8 to a 1/2 inch of movement. Of course, I have belts and everything hooked up as a water pump. Water pump might be stopped. We are just going to cut this belt, get it out of the way. Oh yeah, it was completely rusted. The belt was rusted to the pulley there. Same on the alternator on this one, or generator. I think this is an alternator. Oh yeah. That thing was never going to last. See if we can get that without cutting the power steering belt now. Oh yeah. Okay, so is the belt. I'm getting good, easy turns on this thing now. Okay, we made it well past one full revolution, so I'm comfortable with the fact that the engine is at least in a state where it'll turn, and you know, the cylinders looked 6 out of 8, not too bad for that. So now we will move on. I'm going to go ahead and slide a pan under, drain any coolant that might be there. We're going to get the oil out of this thing because this oil, y'all, is no telling how many years old. Somebody definitely tinkered with this thing, but I highly doubt they changed the oil in it. So we're going to get some fresh oil in it. I decided to go ahead and pull the upper radiator hose, and I wanted to show you guys. Got a little bit of scale and buildup in there. Check that out. All that rust in there. It looks like it's from this hose. I know you guys can't really see in there, but look at that. That's all just where there's a spring inside this flexible hose. It has just collapsed and released all that rust. So good thing we pulled this off. Get that out of the way. Alas, we have actual green antifreeze flowing out of the radiator. So that's a good sign that this thing at least had some antifreeze in it, so we can expect that the block is not cracked or damaged from freezing water. Pretty cool. Well, I'm down here getting the oil drained out there, which plug looks good, not a bunch of metal on it. I'm not sure if that's magnetic. The oil, of course, is black, but y'all look at how much buildup is on the front of the oil pan. Something tells me that either the timing cover or the front main seal is just having a bad day on this thing. Okay, guys, here's our old oil filter. Of course, no one wrote their social security number or anything on it. Looks like almost like a GM filter. Look at that. It's got a General Motors logo on it. Kind of odd, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Nothing looks too bad with the oil. Of course, it's just black and used. Smells like antique store, kind of. And we're going to be going back with the tried and true Ford Motorcraft FL1A. I've had these on my shelf forever, which is why the box looks like that. Also VR1 2050 for this one. Again, not knowing the exact health of this engine, we're going to run this thicker weight oil at least for the first little while after she's running. Or I'm saying for the first while after we get her running for the first time. Then we might go to a lighter weight oil, just kind of depends. But I am going to pre-fill my filter. It's a vertical filter. No, you probably don't have to do this, but yes, I'm going to do it today. Cry to your mom if you want. The VR1 oil, of course, as you guys know, is going to help this engine, you know, stay lubricated. The zinc in there is going to protect that camshaft. And I think we're actually going to try to pull the distributor on this thing and prime the oil system before we go to trying to fire this thing off. The reason I'm doing that is because I really care about this engine. I want it to be healthy for our road trip. I know I'm asking a lot of this thing after sitting for as long as it has, but you know, we want to do everything we can to protect it and keep it happy. Okay, 5 fresh quarts of oil. Now we're going to see if we can go ahead and pull the distributor out. First, I'm going to get the cap off, mark the orientation of the distributor and the rotor on the engine or wherever it's pointing. Then we'll pull this out and we should be able to get to the oil pump drive shaft and prime this oil system. a newer set of points in here. And they still got a little corrosion on them, so they're not that new. But again, I'm going to mark the orientation here, orientation here. That way we can put this all back in exactly like it is. And if you don't know, on these older distributors, there's actually a little porthole right here, and that is to lube the bearing in the distributor. So if you're going to get one of these old engines going again, and it hasn't been running in a long time, just slide this open and take your oil and drop just a few drops of oil inside that little hole right there. Okay, I have been fighting this distributor for every bit of an hour at least. Y'all can see I'm finally starting to get it up out of there. Hope I don't regret trying to get it up out of here, but I think we needed to in order to save the engine. I am trying to be gentle but forceful on it. That's the different. I've used so many different pry bars and tools, I don't even remember which one I had. Let's try this one here. I'm so afraid I'm going to break this aluminum housing, which would be pretty unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do. This thing is, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Oh no. Okay. All right. So first thing, this thing is covered in sludge, chunks of oil or whatever you want to call it, just hardened, nasty crap. And I'm going to show you guys down in here. So, of course, we got a little bit of crap, but you'll see that giant chunk that fell down in there on the, right there. See that big old chunk? And then look inside underneath the intake. There is just chunks and chunks of sludge in there. Dang it. That's not good. Okay, well, at least I was able to get that piece out of there. I don't even know what the heck to try to do about the valley. I mean, it's just coated. Apparently my buddy's been over here. His people are crawling all over this thing. I was debating earlier on whether I was going to pull the valve covers and everything just to check this out, but after seeing what's going on in that hole for the distributor, I don't think we have a choice. That's really making me question whether this engine is even going to be runnable or not, but I'm not going to get discouraged at this point. I think we're going to go ahead and pull the valve cover, and we'll get a socket on that oil pump drive shaft. We will prime it till we get oil flow here. If this thing, doesn't want to start up and run, we'll start having those conversations. Let's get the valve cover off and see what we're working with here. And forget there's no work on there. Stick with towel. All right. All right, moment of truth here. Try not to get all this dust and dirt down into the engine. All right, here it comes. Gasket, maybe. Oh, oh, wow. Wow, guys. All right. Look at the just chunks. I mean, that's probably where I tapped on the valve cover, but there's literal like hard pieces in there. Let's see. Didn't come off of that. My gosh, it smells like a campfire in here. Y'all, look at this. Look at how just coated and because this stuff is so old, I mean, it's just crusty. Like it's literally like chunks, just breaks off in chunks. I don't even know if we just wasted 5 quarts of VR1. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this one, guys. I mean, in all reality, it's probably okay to try to start it, but the thing is, where all this sludge has been just sitting, it's literally turned into like crust, and I'm just so afraid all that's going to go down in the engine and ultimately cause some kind of clog or something. You know, it's going to clog up the oil pump screen or something. And I mean, I think this is savable, like by all means, but not without some just heavy cleaning. And the thing is, it's going to be like that all throughout this engine. Of course, we saw down in that distributor hole, all the chunks and everything that were in there, of course, underneath the intake. It's just everywhere. Man, I wish I had checked that before I put that oil in there. I thought I was, gonna take the right steps, get the oil changed, get everything, get it primed up, and it didn't even dawn on me to like pull a valve cover and check it. But so I'd be lying if I said I didn't think it was at least in the cards for us to have to pull this engine out. It wasn't really in my plans for this project. You know, I had my fingers crossed that, hey, old car, been sitting a while, maybe has low miles on it. Maybe there's an opportunity to just kind of get it running and, get it driving and take it on the trip and not have to pull the motor and do any major work to the drivetrain or to the engine at least. And, but that's no big deal. We're not going to let that stop us on this one. This car, I think I'm going to probably end up pulling the motor out. We'll kind of make a decision on that. I've got 50 days, like I told you guys, to get ready for Poverty Tour. That's about 7 weeks, which sounds like a long time, but this project just kind of became a bigger thing. So anyway, I'm rambling here, but what I'm trying to get across to you guys is we're still going on the Poverty Tour. We're not giving up. There's no way I'm letting this stop me. There are other options. We'll find a way. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. So with that being said, I think I am going to go ahead and end this video off here. I apologize it ended like this. I wish there was a little more that happened to show you guys, but I'm trying to get, the weekly videos out for you guys. And this is just kind of a stopping point for me to, gain my bearings and figure out which direction I'm going with this in order to make it happen, because I have no more desire than to get this thing on the road and drive it 3,000 miles starting May 31st. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Your subscriptions really help me out a lot. It's totally free for you to subscribe. I'm really trying to get to 10,000 this year. I'm at almost 7,000 now. I think 10,000 is very feasible, but it takes you guys watching the videos, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and all of that stuff is completely free for you. So if you enjoy the content, please do so. Even if you don't enjoy it, just drop a comment below and tell me why. Tell me something I could do better. But anyway, thank you guys for watching another episode of Play on Wheels. We'll see you guys very, very soon.